right, hello everyone. Let me just quit sharing this. Okay, here I am. Welcome to Father Daughter Dance episode 2. I am missing one little thing for this episode. My daughter Minnie, she is late. That's fine with me. She's in the other part of the house. She's coming though. Let's see. Watch out for YouTube streaming rules with guns. I don't know what they are, but I've seen people freak out when someone pulls a gun out live. Oh, we're not pulling guns out. That's just a silly picture of us in our garage. So, yeah, people can chill out on that. That's whatever. But thank you for the comment, honestly. Hrvoje Gravohak, you got to tell me your name again phonetically for a American English speaker. But remind me I'll have to tell you guys, I'll tell you way later in the show, I'll get to it because my daughter's coming on in just a second. We've got a lot of great stuff for you. We've got like some Judge Judy. It's a segment we're going to do. Judge and Judy. My daughter's a super fan of Judge Judy. And we're going to, oh, but let me tell you about the thing at the end. Remind me to tell you guys about the time I ate gum out of a urinal, chewed gum out of a urinal at a movie theater. This is what happens when you're a parent. This is what happens. But yeah, I don't know where my daughter is. She is she's chatting to me in the iChat saying it's loading, and she's oh
Hi.
Goodness, did I forget to pay the Wi-Fi bill?
Yeah, my God.
Right, you got to be here. It's father-daughter dance. I can't do this by myself. So welcome, Minnie.
Hi.
What's going on today?
Working on your YouTube stuff is the life of the artist's daughter.
It's 3:04. We're keeping the people waiting. I don't want them getting impatient. Remind me, though, I told the chat, but I'm telling you, remind me to tell a story about eating gum out of a urinal, chewing gum out of a urinal. Later in the show, I'll get to that. If you guys have never chewed watermelon gum out of a urinal, you are really missing out.
You guys are missing out. Sorry. I need to get comfy.
Yes, it's quite terrible. And there's links in the chat if you want to support our Indiegogo stuff for me and all my friends, with Comics Kate and all that. But what do you have for me today? I was telling the chat that we've got some new segments. Judge and Judy. We're gonna analyze some great Judge Judy case with my legal expertise, and then you've got some awesome news for me. But what's going on with you today?
You grew up with a lawyer, so I think you actually do have a pretty good idea of how all that stuff works.
Oh, I'm a Twitter lawyer. Don't you love those people that get on Twitter and they're all just like, I'll sue you and all this stuff? And
like, I wish you would. Okay, so I have, I guess you'll share my screen. Very foreign to this. So we're going to play it. Can you still see me?
Yes, I can see you. At the bottom, click share.
Okay. Share. Share screen.
Okay, and then click the one you want to share.
Share the screen.
Okay, and it'll pop up for me at the bottom. Oh, people are not wanting to watch us share the screen. Where is it?
It's there.
It's not here for me.
What the heck? It's right there.
I thought you were going to send it to me.
Am I the boomer?
You are booming.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm boomer.
Why don't you just iChat it to me or whatever it is? This thing you have, your presentation. Hunter Barnard has a question in the chat. He says, "Can I submit some art to you somewhere for one of your books? I've been trying to get in touch with your boy Zach and EBS. You can always message me on Twitter. I'll take a look at anything. That's no guarantee of anything, but I'll take a look." So Snake Dog is laughing at us.
Snake Dog, please be nice.
No, he should laugh. Where is it? Where's the PowerPoint?
I'm doing my best. I thought I was sharing the PowerPoint, and that's why I was like, "Oh, I don't need to send it to."
No, send it to me like last time. Can you send it like right now? Like as people are tuning out from the show, can you please send it?
Golly. I am sending it.
Holy crap!
But
Hunter Barnhart, yeah. I wrote in the chat that I'll get to it, but yeah, just tweet at me if you have artwork or what are you doing. I wonder if you've worked professionally. Not that that's a prerequisite, but I guess while my daughter boomers the hell out of this, I'll show you guys some artwork from Wraith of God. I can show these 2 pages real quick, and I'm working on more. Yeah. Oh, you thought it was Wrath?
I thought it was Wrath.
No, it's Wraith. It's Wraith of God. It's kind of a play on words there. But I'll share my screen. So I took over the coloring on Wraith of God for Aaron Lopresti, and let's get that up there. Yeah. So, and I'm having a lot of fun on this. I love westerns. As my daughter will tell you, my favorite show is Little House on the Prairie and all that. So I'm big into this. So it's in the similar vein to Ghost Rider. We have an avenging spirit, and it's pretty cool. And in this first act, he comes along these desperado bandits. Let me see in the very first scene here. I think this is a great shot. This to me is like '90s comics all over again. So I did these up yesterday, or the day before, and I sent these over to Aaron. And let's see, Hunter's getting back to me. No guarantee needed. This is about him submitting out. Just want to try. Thanks. I sent you a follow request on Twitter this morning. I'll send you what I can. Yeah, please do that. And I would tell any of you if you wanted to be at Disney in the 30s or Marvel in the 60s, you're there. There's a burgeoning new a parallel economy to the woke stuff on the craziness. They're doing their own thing in entertainment, and we've got a new, more traditional conservative, just escapism. It's not going to preach to you right wing either. It's just escapism, like Star Wars or whatever. We all remember when Luke Skywalker pontificated about social justice for 20 minutes in the movie. So, Minnie, honey, do you have the thing for me?
Yes, it's just loading.
Loading what? What do you mean loading?
The Wi-Fi is just a little slow. I'm sorry.
Oh, goodness. Let's see. I'll read the chat then. Hunter Barnhart says, I got 1 gig last year, but it went unpublished. I'm happy to share more details on Twitter. Oh, wow. Looking forward to your books, your work, and talking more as we can. Thanks for giving the chance to try. Yeah, of course. Everyone has the opportunity to try for sure. Calbeer 66 says, of all the shows in existence, Little House, really? Absolutely. I heard the Little House was really corny or whatever my whole life, and my wife was watching it like during the pandemic on Amazon Prime, and I made fun of it. And I walked by and I sat down and watched about 20 minutes. I thought, this is fantastic. It's really heartfelt and family, and it's very American. That those pioneer days post the Civil War, where these people had to scrape and fight to make a living and build a world. And obviously that really resonates with me. Me being the American way supporter and all that stuff.
It's sent.
So, it's sent. Was it an iChat or email or?
Was it your email?
Fucking A. See what it's like being a parent, guys?
I thought I could just share my screen. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone said you can do it, Minnie, and I was like, oh, thank you, Adrian.
Yeah, I don't have an email from you.
Yes, you do. I just sent it from MG.
I got an email from Clip Studio, novel publisher, and Dropbox, and Sports Radio 104.3 The Fan, reminding me to make my fantasy football picks. Oh, here it is, finally. Golly. All right, sorry about the delay, everyone. I'm downloading this Keynote thing. Keynote is the Max version of PowerPoint. And, oh, goodness, and we'll get to it. But anyway, up on the screen, there's Wraith of God by myself and Aaron Lopresti. And some bad guys are going to face the wrath of God from the Wraith of God. You do like that. I know you love that. So let me stop sharing the screen real quick and just go back to our beautiful mugs. Your mom likes to joke with me that I have a big head, because I don't. My head is totally proportional to my body. How dare you? But she put my YouTube video up on the living room TV, like the 60-inch or whatever last night. And I'm like, I don't like seeing my head up there like that. So, yeah, it bothered me.
We've also been told that sometimes Dad looks like who do you look like, Dad? What's the guy's name?
I don't look like DJ Collins.
That's what it is.
How dare you? How dare you? Let me get this. Okay, so where did it go? Okay, so let's see. And there was a typo on the art. So I'm opening this Keynote thing. Yeah, this was all supposed to happen before 3 p.m., honey. So anyone out there considering becoming a father, it's all a garden of roses. It's fantastic. Oh my God. Okay, so you put the logo where I had my typo in it. That was fantastic, and I fixed that. Okay, Judge Judy, how do you say it? Shineland?
Yes.
So we're going to get to our segment here. Judge and Judy. Minnie, you're going to explain to me one of your favorite Judge Judy cases, and I am going to rule on it before she does and tell you if she got it right, okay?
Okay. There's about 6 pictures, I think.
Right. Ooh, Rhonda McGrath claims she went to defendant's house. That's easy to prove. Let's see. Levada Miller, restaurant cashier. Ooh, it gets spicier.
Are you going to
and she has her
pictures?
Huh?
Show the pictures of everyone.
Okay, is that everyone?
Yeah, that's everybody.
Okay, so we have Rhonda versus Levada. Levada has her boyfriend or husband in support, And Rhonda seems to have an older man she met at the bus stop outside of the studio. Go ahead, throw me in. What is Rhonda and Levada's problem? What the hell's going on here? What are these two geniuses up to?
So Rhonda and her husband are walking their dog down the street.
All right. This is her husband.
Yes.
Okay.
Levada's not home,
Okay.
and they go around a corner, and a dog attacks the dog, and they're freaking out and screaming.
So wait, Levada has a dog, and it attacks Rhonda's dog?
Yeah, it was out of the house.
Oh, it got out of her yard. So what are they suing for? Is their dog all dead or messed up? Or what happened to Rhonda's dog? Help me, Rhonda, help. And that's what the dog said when it got attacked.
Yeah, so basically they start screaming at all the neighbor, and one comes out and was like, I think it belongs to that house. And they go and they knock on the door. This lady that doesn't speak English answers, and then Levada's
Minnie. The whole time I didn't share my screen.
Yeah, so I said the first thing I said.
Okay, rewind. Judge Judy Shineland, Rhonda. See, you don't have to imagine anymore. Levada and Levada's special person, and then Rhonda and her husband. Okay, now we got the visual aid. Sorry about that, honey. It's okay. It's okay. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. See, I told you guys that this show was funny. I did not say it'd be funny on purpose. Okay.
I just think realistically, these episodes are going to be the first couple ones we're going to figure it out.
Little rough. Okay, so Rhonda and her husband, I'm going to call him Duncan.
Sure.
He looks like a tenured college professor who, let's just leave it at that. And this is Levada, and then this is her beau. What's his name? What's this guy's name? What do you think it is?
G? Jake.
Like Giovanni. No, it's Giovanni, but he goes by G?
Yeah.
And what's he do for a living?
This is what's funny about this episode. Judge Judy asked him what he was doing at home. This actually happened. And he goes, I was sitting at home watching a stupid show called Judge Judy. He actually said that to her on air.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so Judy Shineland says to Rhonda, you're walking your dog. Levada, Levada, what kind of name is that? And then G's at home in the underwear, eating the Doritos, right? Is he home when Levada's dog attacks Rhonda's? Maybe he left the door open because he was so stoned playing Xbox, eating Cheetos, and smoking weed. And then Duncan, he was at the library at the university, right? No, he was on the walk. So anyway, and what other details do I know before I have to guess what Judy did here, what the judge did?
So Levada's boyfriend and her cousin were home, and when Levada got home, Judge Judy asked her, what'd your cousin tell you? She's like, she asked about a dog. And she was like, your dog? She goes, she just asked about a dog. Like, she was being really difficult with her, saying the dog wasn't aggressive. She'd only had it for 9 months. But here's the crazy part. I like this episode so much because I went to high school with Levada.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had some button to push with like alarms to go off. So this is a local San Diego case?
Yeah, they're from San Diego.
See, we say it's America's finest city, but a dog could jump out of someone's yard at any time because the boyfriend is stoned and he left the door open. Goodness gracious me.
Yeah, I never thought.
Listen, nobody saw that twist coming. Nobody saw that coming. Thank you so much. See, we recovered. We started off like dog shit in this episode, but we recovered. We were down 28-3, and somehow we've taken the lead. So, Rhonda, these people all live here by us or something.
Yeah, they all live here, like in our specific neighborhood.
So, did Levada bring dogs to school that got out of control and bit people or anything like that?
No, but she was like so weird. I don't want to say ghetto. It sounds rude. She's a little ghetto.
Be nice. Yeah.
But I only went to school with her for 2 weeks because then she transferred to the other high school. But she was really nice to me. But I know. I saw her and I was like, I went to high school with her. So
that's hilarious. Okay, so Rhonda's mad that G left the door open and the dog got out. But I'm gonna say that of course Judy's gonna rule in favor of Rhonda here. And say that Levada has to pay for the did Sprinkles have to go to the vet and get his boo-boo stitched up? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that was fantastic. I can't believe that all just happened. Thank you very much.
Judge Judy's a good theme today.
We love Judge Judy. And that, friends, is Judge and Judy. All right. Let me check on the chat really quick. Thank you so much. Someone says, oh, talking about me loving Little House. Yeah, I made fun of Little House on the Prairie because that's what you're told. Then I sat down and watched an episode with my wife, and it's just the most heartwarming thing I've ever seen. And I watched every single episode in all 9 seasons, and I bought the DVD of the 3 extra movies that wrapped everything up. If you haven't seen Little House on the Prairie, run. Don't walk and go watch it. It's amazing. It will touch you right in the heart. Calbeer66 says, I hate Judge Judy. Well, I hate that you hate her, so I guess we can agree on that. Coleman says, Rhonda is post-wall Anna. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Executive producer Sol Leibowitz says, if Gabe likes Little House on the Prairie, I would suggest him reading Laura Ingalls Wilder's books or the writings of Willa Cather. I will take a note of Willa Cather. I've never heard of that person. Let me write that down. So before we go on to the next segment, honey, what else have you been up to today? Make it funny. That's the whole thing here.
I know. I was just trying to think of something appropriate. I'm like, I can't tell them that I had like eggs and bacon. That's not interesting for anyone.
No, it definitely isn't. Unless you went to high school with those same eggs and bacon, like
no,
Nevada.
But I did go to the same high school as Kris Jenner, the Kardashian, famous one.
Wait a minute. How old are you?
No, I didn't.
I'm kidding. I'm your father. You think I don't know how old you are? I said you were 25 the other day.
You did ask me that when I was 8 years old.
Yeah, it's easy to keep track of your age because I just have to keep track of my wedding anniversaries.
It's weird how that worked out. It's almost like I was a honeymoon baby.
It's serendipity. I just spit. I saw it fly. All right, well, we're moving on. What else do you have for me today? Okay, I got to zoom out a little bit. Judy. Let's see. Judy Justice, what's your verdict on Judge Judy's new show? What is her new show?
It's Judy Justice.
What is it? What do they do that's different than the court?
After 25 years on being reality TV, Judge Judy is retiring from that. And she has a brand new deal with IMBD, and she's making that bank.
Nice.
She didn't take her bailiff that's always with her.
What's his name? What's the bailiff's name?
Officer Bird.
What's the interesting takeaway here? I'm not going to read this whole article, but
for me, the interesting takeaway is that the name, the creativity of the name, Judy Justice. Like they.
And does anyone know what it is? Is it just more court cases, or is it more
court cases? It is more court cases. It's the exact thing.
With all new judges.
Yeah. No, I just couldn't.
Maybe it's a prequel. They could do a prequel of Judge Judy where she's like in the elementary schoolyard and she's holding court with kids. I don't know. That's a dumb idea. Sorry. They're not all funny, guys.
We're doing our best here. Someone said Judge Judy is still alive. That woman, I believe, is 75 years old. And she looks super healthy.
Sven Victory says justice never dies.
That's true. Just Foreign Native says, just stopping by to show support for someone with principles. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And then Captain America versus Jerry Springer versus Judy Justice. I like
you. Harvoye, as I think you say his name. I've asked him 100 times. It's very insulting to him that I don't just write it down. I'm very sorry. I did make you a mod, though, as a form of apology.
Where are you from? Harvoye. I don't know. It sounds cool.
I think it's Harvoye is what he told me.
Harvoye.
Yeah.
Hervoye. Okay, Hervoye.
Oh, Blackout is here. My original mod. Good to see you, buddy. And congratulations on your books. Hervoye from Croatia. Tough people over there.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, I'm going to move on to the next news story here. Let's see. What does Let's Go Brandon mean? Everything you need to know about the Joe Biden insult. Who is this for? Like, who needs this explained to them? You know what it like?
That's why I got it. I was like, you're a journalist. You went to school for a minimum of 4 years, and you're just gonna be like, guys, let's talk about what it's Brandon. I mean, bitch, you know what that means.
Yeah, let's break it down. Well, Let's Go Brandon. I don't know if you guys do know, it's F Joe Biden, but if you don't know, here in America there was a NASCAR race that's like stock car racing, and the winner of the race was Brandon something. I don't know. I don't really follow racing at all. I like the fight game better. And the crowd behind him, I think in the South, a lot of racing fans are more Southern, more conservative here in America, and they were F Joe Biden. And the reporter girl interviewing the winner of the race, she said, "Oh, they're saying let's go Brandon," because I think her producer told her to say that in the ear. It really reminds me of what you would hear about communist Russia, just trying to lie to the populace and tell them that up is down and down is up. And it's really funny to watch them and all their fake news. So Let's Go Brandon is one of the funniest things I've seen in years, how it just exploded everywhere. You hear about, honey, did you hear about the Southwest Airlines pilot that said that when the plane landed the other day?
No.
And people were like slobbering and screaming, he needs to be fired immediately. So
every time I hear that impersonation, it reminds me of President Nixon from Futurama.
Oh, the Richard Nixon on Futurama? Yeah. That one?
Yeah. But yeah, and then if you go more into the article, it says like, what does it mean? Where did it originate? Who's okay with it? What kind of people use it? And I'm just
I got a Let's Go Brandon shirt yesterday. You saw me wearing it around the house.
Oh yeah, it's blue.
That's the great thing about being 6'4", 290 pounds. You can wear shirts like that and no one says anything to you in public. So
yeah,
nice.
I always feel safe when I'm out in public.
All right, so I'm not going to read this article, but thank you for fetching it for me. But let's see, there's something in the chat here. Southbound says, I see the left are already trying to claim that Let's Go Brandon is his threat. What is not a threat to?
Yeah, they're saying, if you go to the very bottom of the article, like the second to the last slide, it says this was checked for hate speech.
Oh.
It was checked for hate speech.
Let's see. Let me check this real quick here. Has this happened to presidents before? Overwhelmingly, yes. Grover Cleveland faced chants of "Mama, where's my pa?" in the 1880s. Is that better than "Let's Go Brandon"? Mama, where's my pa?
Who's that insulting?
And then one of the earliest examples, graffiti still marks many an overpass in Washington, D.C. George W. Bush had a shoe thrown in his face. He dodged that sucker, too. I think he was somewhere in the Middle East, and some guy just hucked a shoe at him. And if you don't know, I'm half Libyan, I'm half Arabic. Shoes are haram. That's bad. Shoes are considered like filthy and stuff. And to throw a shoe at someone is a big insult over there.
It's a huge insult.
So I mean, it's literally an insult everywhere on earth. Can you imagine if there was a culture, honey, where throwing a shoe at someone was a compliment?
Hey man, I like you. Just throwing a shoe.
Yeah, right. That's how you court a woman. That's how you tell her that you like her.
You're like this. Want to get coffee?
Yeah, you take off your size 15 Air Force Ones and just hit her right in the nose. Yeah. And then she tells all her girlfriends with a black eye, she's like, and that's how I knew he loved me. And what else does it say here? Bill Clinton was criticized with such fervor that his most vocal critics are labeled the Clinton crazies. So that's not as fun. I do like Grover Cleveland hearing "Mama, where's my pa?" And there's no context in the article. They don't tell you.
Yeah, they didn't say if that was like an insult to like call your pa a ma, and like they didn't. Bad journalism.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. All right, well, I guess we got to our two funny news stories. Is there anything else you had for the people today, or is that it? Because I like to keep these a little short, so when people watch them on replay and.
Don't worry, guys. Next time we will have the slides ready.
I think it's funnier this way. I have to say that.
I'm so sorry.
Let's see. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says, "Mama, where's my pa? He's in the White House. Ha ha ha." That was the joke for President Grover Cleveland. Must have been a real different culture back then.
Yeah. I guess that's like if like we told someone from like the 1800s, like I looked at their like weird boots they were wearing in the wall, and I was like, boy, what are those? Like they wouldn't understand what I'm saying. So. Oh,
Antonio Rashilo says, "Hey Gabe, who you got in the UFC main card this Saturday?" Yes. We got Francis Ngannou versus Colby Covington. My heart is with Colby Covington. Francis Ngannou is an absolute monster. I think he's going to win. I want Colby Covington to win. He's just a better guy, I think, as a person. But I'm very excited about that. Thank you for asking. I'm a huge fight fan. I started watching the UFC during the pandemic, and it totally won me over. It's better than the NFL or baseball or anything. It's just straight up brutality.
Hardcore. Thurston Powell the third says Cleveland was rumored to have fathered a child out of wedlock. See, that makes sense.
Oh, Mama, where's my pa? Okay, now it all makes sense. Thank you.
Like Bill Clinton.
Oh, and that comment was given to us by Thurston Howell the third.
You sound like Ferris Bueller's best friend.
No, Thurston Howell was the rich guy on Gilligan's Island. Oh. And he spoke in that like Connecticut old money thing or whatever. So Rose and Nettle, Gabe, have you put out any news for beef law? No, I just have that one image I've shown. I don't know if you've seen it, so I guess I'll show it right here. I'm gonna do Oath of Blood, Oath of Bone first with Philippe. I'm the writer and the colorist. Philippe is the illustrator. Let's show you Beeflaw though, real quick. Open this image. Throw
Someone
this up
said
here.
spot on impersonation, Gabe. I'll have you guys know I do really good impersonations too. I'll show you guys later.
What? Who can you impersonate? Can you impersonate someone that shows up to the show on time and has the material ready? Can you impersonate that next time? I told you hours ago. We're going on at 3. Let me
My
see.
computer said 2:58.
Whatever. Okay, so I'm going to move the news stories. Thank you for getting that together for me. Nobody is a bigger fan of Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Sylvester Stallone. I was in middle school and high school when all of that was blowing up in the 90s. I love Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Double Impact. So I started writing a book called Beef Law about 2 years ago, and I've drawn a bunch of it. And this is the first page, and it's like a Van Damme movie. It's underground, like karate, like underground martial arts tournaments. You have these 2 twin brothers. They're martial artists. Their family immigrated from Russia to Hong Kong in like the 90s. And this brother, Max Volkov, he's angry at his parents and family. He doesn't talk to any of his family. He just took off on his own. He does underground illegal fighting for money. His twin brother, Alexander, stayed home. He works at the family butcher shop. He's going to law school. And they find out the dad has gotten into really bad debt with guys he knew from Russia that are mobsters in Hong Kong now. And with the Chinese mafia, he's in big trouble with them too. So they're coming around to the shop, breaking things. They beat the crap out of the dad. They're threatening their lives. So the law school brother, the good brother that stayed home, he comes to the pit fighting brother and tells him, we got to defend our family and this and that. We need your help. So the brother that's really angry, hasn't talked to his parents in a year or two. His redemption arc in this story is he has to decide if he's going to do what's right or like forget them. They made their own problem and blah, blah, blah. So we got a lot of jump kicks and Uzis and gorgeous women and, mafioso guys wearing a 3-piece suit, shooting an AK and missing everyone, just like the good old days with Van Damme and Seagal. So why Beeflaw? Hervoye says, that came from a long time ago on a stream. I was arguing with a friend of mine about pork ribs versus beef ribs. And he said pork was better. And I said pork is trash. And then someone in the chat said beef is the law. And then I'm like, oh, beef law. And just this story started coming into my mind. So Love God Bible Trump says, dang, you gave us a whole summary. I did. And I got to come up with a faster, more like zippy, the elevator pitch for it. And I'll do that. Fish Chozo says, what is this comic called? It's called Beef Law, and it's a 1990s Van Damme movie. And you know Van Damme played his own twin in like 5 movies? This, we have twin brother kickboxers, Chinese and Russian mafia. Since you just came in, I'm re-explaining a little bit of that. And we do have, you know how Van Damme looked in Hard Target with the beautiful flowing mullet? Both brothers will I guarantee you this comic will have 400% more mullet than any comic you're going to read coming out right now. Or this year, next year, or any year after that, more mullet. We guarantee that. That's our number one guarantee. We can guarantee it. So
that's the beef guarantee.
But let's see. Fuck Google too. Woo woo. Gabe looks like a connoisseur of Van Damme. I absolutely am. I have so many of his movies on DVD and Blu-ray, even the horrible ones.
He has movies like that aren't available anywhere except for like you have to have it delivered to the house.
Gunn says that Beef Law is a lame name. I agree with you that it's a weird name and not a lame name. And I like it because it gets attention. You know what I mean? But if enough people tell me they hate it, I would be open to changing it. But I really like it because you hear Beef Law and it's like, what is that? And
like you can't ignore it.
Right. The thing I like about the name is it's impossible to ignore. And to me, in marketing and stuff, that's very important. So, let's see. Is this similar to Beef Bros? No. That was like very leftist. I think those guys were like calling each other comrade, and they had a lot of socialist whatever. Fuck Google too says you should make them be twins. They are twins who don't look anything like each other. Well, they do look the same, but the other one, you remember in Double Impact how Chad and Alex was the badass one with the slick hair, and he always had a cigar or a toothpick, and then Chad had like the polo shirt and the butt hugger, like little shorts, and he looked like a fancy boy from like a tennis club. We have that here. The law school brother, he wears glasses and he dresses nice and all that. So Ellie Munoz says Beef Law is an awesome name. Thank you.
Never change it. Wait. He goes, Beef Law is an awesome name. Never change it. What about Beef Spin? Like, I like the thought process.
No thanks.
Like, it's great. Don't change it. Wait, what about this?
Rose and Nettle says fraternal twins. No, they're identical twins. You can only tell them apart by the way they dress and style their hair. And they both did kickboxing and all that growing up. But the one in law school, he's kind of given up martial arts. And then the pit fighter brother, Max, he's like way into it, and he trains the younger brother. We got a training montage. He helps him remember how to do it, and then they go after the Russian guys, and it's really awesome. And the stakes get really high. There's some stuff they find out about the mafia and governmental high-level international politics stuff that'll be more secrety. But the stakes get very high. It goes from local to high, so I think that's important. Munoz says, you can't escape the long arm of the beef law. Goodread Comics says, beefcake law. That might be too much for me.
That might be a little beefy.
Yeah, and I'll show. Okay, we'll get out of here in just a minute. Do you have anything, honey? Because I'm going to show them one other thing, and then we're gonna.
I said my piece about Judge Judy. I'm good.
You said your piece about Judge Judy, and that's all I have to say.
That's my truth.
Oh, that's your truth. Awesome. The other book I'm doing is with my great friend Philippe Briones. He was a Disney animator in the late '90s and the early 2000s. Tarzan, Brother Bear, all those Treasure Planet, the Goofy movie, Atlantis. He was like a lead animator for Disney Paris, Disney's Paris animation studio. Then he came over to Marvel and did some comics there. Then he came over to DC, and we have a book called Oath of Blood, Oath of Bone. And this will be the one I'm doing first, just because of time. I'm coloring a bunch of Comicsgate books, and then so I don't have time to draw Beef Law exactly right now. I can work on it slowly, but after I finish coloring some CG books, then I'll be able to draw Beef Law full time. So in a few months. But this one I'm launching on President's Day because my brand is Truth, Justice, and the American Gabe. I'm going to launch this on Indiegogo on President's Day. This one takes place in a future where there's a big corrupt government, and there's like kind of like a pioneering open area where people live on the land and all that in smaller places to stay away from this domineering totalitarian government. And they give people chimeric powers, like combining humans with animals. So we have some half human, half animal hybrids here. And we also have humans getting cybernetic powers too, where they're like, part android and stuff like that. And Philippe is just an amazing illustrator. What you have to realize about Philippe that's so amazing about this stuff, these are not pages or panels from the comic. This is just concept art. And Philippe and I are just having the time of our lives working on this, because it's like being a little kid. When you would draw, you would just draw whatever the hell you want. And there was no editor or art director, because you were just being creative. And now that we're on our own, Philippe's like, well, what should the heroes be like? What kind of powers? What should the city and the vehicles? And I'm like, what do you like to draw? And that is like, I don't know if you're artists out there, some of you, but that's like the most amazing thing. And you guys gave me that. The Comicsgate fans, by funding these books and helping this movement grow, you gave me that. So thank you so much. You gave me a place where I could go, and me and Philippe could be like, well, what do we want to write? What do we want to draw? And that is one of the most amazing gifts I've ever had. So when I go to fund this book, I'm going to earn every penny that you guys give me, because what you've done for us is just amazing. So, yeah, so President's Day, that's when I'll launch it, because I was thinking of December, because Philippe's already going to start drawing pages now. But I was thinking December, and then people were telling me, no, they're spending money on presents and holiday and all that. What do you think, Minnie? Do you think December's bad? I think it is, after hearing from some people.
I think it is, just because I feel like if you don't prep something in October or December, releasing it in November is a little late. Even for even office projects, like, oh, we'll wait till the holidays are over. It's like everyone already has stuff on their mind.
Right.
So. And plus, President's Day is 5 days before Ye's birthday. I can't remember how to say it. I'm sorry. It's 5 days before one of our moms' birthdays. And Statistical Zero said, hey.
Hey, and Sven Victory says, I'll give you a free name for the big buffalo hero, Buffaloed. I like it.
I like that too.
That's hilarious. So yeah, the freedom we have to create here, we came up with a very loose idea of the story, and I've really nailed it down now. I'm the main writer. Philippe helps him with the story. But we just had some ideas, and I said, okay, draw a bunch of stuff. Then he sent me a bunch of drawings, and then I started making story and character background, their background stories of the characters off of his drawings. Then I send him the ideas about the story in the background, and then he does more drawing. So we're just bouncing the ball back.
Feed into each other. Yeah.
It's the most amazing creative process. And he has those chaps from Disney animation where they understand character and story and how that goes together. The way a character looks says so much about their history and their backstory. He's really a masterful artist. We met at DC working on Aquaman, and we were both just so unsatisfied with our work that we started creating comics on the side. I can show you quickly. This will be the last thing. I know I've said I end the show twice already. I'll show you one other book that we already made called Doppel, and it's a sci-fi. I won't go into explaining the whole story. We might do Doppel one day, but this is what Philippe and I's work looks like together, colored. Doppel has to do with evil aliens trying to enslave people in the asteroid field, miner, like cowboy days, like mining in the asteroid fields beyond Mars. So, but this is Philippe and I. We did a 15-page preview comic, and there's pirates and robots and aliens, and just, again, it's like, well, what do you like to draw? What do you like to write? And there's a nod to Star Wars. If you notice the father here, he's wearing Han Solo's outfit from Empire Strikes Back, the blue and like tan-colored fur. And they're talking about going, these young boys. It's always family-oriented with me. I love families and stories. You know what I mean? So they kind of live on a prison work camp, and father's killed. But look at that planet. Isn't that awesome? Let me...
I love the blue brightness.
Yeah, that's the atmosphere. And they're doing some mining with some like cybernetic, like kind of like Matrix. You plug in the computer, you control the machines with your mind. That way you don't have to go into the asteroid field where it's dangerous. And, you know, they're mining all the rare earth metals and all the valuables and gold and whatever's in the asteroids. And we got our wisecracking, like, or he's kind of like C-3PO, our robot guy. His name is Oscar. He's kind of like a dummy that doesn't get humanity. He's very smart, but he's also just like socially very awkward. So he's a lot of comic relief, Oscar. I think it's a really cool design. How often does a robot wear a jacket? Like, does he get cold? And
It's for cosmetic reasons only.
right, and then pirates, their ship appears. It was cloaked, it was invisible. It appears out of nowhere and destroys the mining vessels, you know, killing the psychic miners. And then the crew of the ship, they get boarded. They have to escape. The brother sacrifices himself so everyone else can escape. In the escape pod, the brother's there. He hits the detonator and blows himself and the pirates up. And his sister's crying. And then the captain, Captain Guyong and Oscar and the sister there, they're like, oh, I'm going to get revenge and get these pirates. So this is like a preview. And then the real story takes place like 10, 15 years later after the sister and the captain and all them have become like police officers, like security forces for the asteroid fields and all that. So I think we'll do Doppel someday. But we made this up like 2-3 years ago. So that's why we switched to something new so we could feel fresh and energized. So is there anything else you want to is there anything else you want to say, honey, or we got to go?
No, I think everything's good. We'll have the presentation better next week.
Yeah, next time, you know, in your defense, I only did give you like 2-3 days warning. So
my computer's 5 minutes behind yours.
2-3 days warning. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. We're gonna go now. Hit the like and the subscribe, and we'll be doing a father-daughter dance every week. You know, and we'll get better at this. I think it was funny that we screwed up. That made it funny anyway.
I think it's funny how we're still learning how YouTube works. We're like, do we even turn off the chat? Like, we don't know what we're doing.
Right. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye, guys.